Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How y'all doing? Thank you for tuning in to him. My name is Aaron, and I just want to bring you guys into this little conversation we're about to have. How you doing, Malik?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
How you doing, Stevie?
Hey y'all, what's up?
How you doing, Trey?
Hey,
Fantastic. Yo, I want to start off by asking what's everybody going on? What's everybody got going on this week? Like what's been going on this week for you guys? Because me, I just been working, dealing with the corporate life and trying to figure out how to smile and not have that smile seem like I want to choke you out, and answering phones and printing out stuff. But it's just me. It's just been sleeping, working. What you been up to, Malik? What you been going on to?
I've just pretty much been schooling, and some of you know, or like y'all know, I do my little internship. And I actually recently just started TAing for a professor that at my institution. So I actually had a meeting with my supervisor for the TA position this week, and it really went well. This is like my first job in the field of education, I guess you could say. So it's been very challenging. The fact that I'm an English major, but I'm actually teaching a math course is crazy. And just trying to teach someone math is, wow, it's really crazy, but everything is going well. But the teacher, the lady was like, you have to do more hours. So I'm currently like so scared because my schedule is already packed. And it's just like, where am I going to get these hours from? Like where am I going to put this in my schedule? But overall, it's been a pretty cool week, and I'm happy to be back on this mic and talking to my girls and my family.
Happy to hear it. What's going on with you, Stevie? How's your week been?
My week's been pretty good. Just been working as well. Trying to refocus and recenter myself because I'm about to go on vacation really soon.
Vacation!
I'm going to Vegas, baby. I'm going to Vegas. But that's pretty much it on my part. I didn't really have too much going on this week.
Well, as long as you end up on a roof somewhere on a mattress, and then your friends got to find you real hangover style, you know what I'm saying?
Find me. Listen, they looking for me, they'll find me. But if they ain't, they ain't. That's just how it's going to be. They ain't going to find the kid. But I am going to Vegas, and that's pretty much it. That's all I've been doing this week and working. That's it.
Fantastic. What's going on with you, Trey?
Lord, I have been doing nothing but going to school. I haven't been slacking with schoolwork, but with the podcast debuting last week, who could do work?
Right.
But no, I'm getting work done. I'm making sure I get all my grades done and in, because you can't be slacking with that. That's my future. But no, that's really it. I've been doing that. I've been working on this next month's edition of the playlist, and that's really it. That's all I've been doing. How about you?
Other than working, I think I've really just spent a lot of time thinking about how New York City works. I think that in general, we're all striving for something. I think that, you see it not only when people talk about it, but you see it just when you're walking down the street, when you're riding the train, what have you. And so the thing I've really been thinking about is, how do you know when you've done your best? Like how do you know when you've reached maybe not perfection, but maybe a form of it in whatever situation that is going on, whether it be a relationship, whether it be work, whether it be school? How do you know when you're putting your best effort out? And that's something that's really been like on my mind all week. So I wanted to ask that of my fellow members. So I'm gonna start off with you, Malik. So how do you know that you've done your best?
Look, why did I know you was gonna ask me first, bitch?
Cause
I want to say that usually a sense of calm comes over me, like when I know that I put my best foot forward. Generally speaking, with work and like things that I produce, like in my own merit, I would say really like I get a sense of like peace that this is me. I've put like my hard work into this. I know that I can't produce anything better than what I've produced. And this is, that's how I ride with it. And we were just speaking about like the podcast and how like this has been so, it's been an amazing process for us. And our debut episode came out, and first of all, I just want to say thank you to those who listened.
Yes.
Thank you to those who came to the website.
Yes.
To our page on Twitter and Instagram. We retweeted our tweets, liked our Instagram post, and it was just a beautiful feeling. Like, some people text us, some people emailed us, and through the extensions of y'all, I have family, I have new friends, and it's just so amazing to be able to interact with them. But I honestly was just floored by how well we did, and I look forward to producing more episodes. But once we produced what we produced last week, it was nothing like touching that. And it was so great to record and to walk away and to be at peace with what we created, because it's rare that you ever feel like that as a creator. And that's the feeling that I'm learning, you know? Yeah, like, well, now with relationships, it's totally different.
That's a story in itself.
Right, it's a tea.
Baby.
So, I don't know, like with relationships though, how I know I've done my best is just, it depends on the person, because, you know, you can do your best and not get the results that you were looking for.
Child.
So I need y'all to come back to me on this one.
What about you, Stevie? How do you feel that you've done your best, or you know you're putting your best effort in?
I have to be completely honest. I sometimes never feel that way. I never feel like I'm done doing, or I feel I'm at my best, because there's always something that comes up that pulls me backwards a little bit. And it's like we search for perfection and we know it doesn't exist. My thing is, I just have to sometimes bring it back in a full circle and just get myself to a point where I can do that. But right now, I can't answer that, because it's just like I am always looking for my best, but never hitting it. And then you get people who tell you that you're doing your best, but in yourself, you're still saying to yourself, like, no, that's not right. Yeah, that's not right. That's not my best. I can do better. But it's just a problem that I deal with all the time. Like, I think that something is my best, but then I just have to take it back and just like, no, that's not my best. So I have to work on that a lot.
Can I add something?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that, like, when you don't, I think that being a perfectionist can be very, like, volatile to your mental state, you know?
Yeah.
Because I know that sometimes I can be so overwhelmed with, you know, achieving what I want to achieve, but it's not healthy, you know, to always be in that state, you know. Even when you're like on your grind and you're like, you know, doing what you need to do, you still need to like take time to like remove yourself from your goals sometimes and like rethink and to decompress, because to always like be in that mode about like just achieving, accomplishing and grinding, it could be very taxing on the mental state. So
But I feel like you need to always be grinding. Like for me, I'm a grinder
never
too.
stop. Yeah.
I'm in the casket. Like I need to grind. And for me, like I'm never gonna stop grinding. I'm never gonna stop working. I'm never gonna stop thinking that what I'm doing is not perfect. I still think there's a lot of things that I do now, like even the podcast, like last week's episode. I'm still thinking like there's the little things here and there. This could be better. This could be better. But it's never. It's just me wanting to update and upgrade myself. And I think you got to continue to upgrade yourself, not other people, but yourself.
Lesson at the Trey's book.
But when do you walk away? Like, say if we're working on if you're working on something work related or school related, when do you walk away?
I mean, I walk away. School related, I walk away once I know that it is acceptable for the professor or the teacher. In my personal life, I feel like I walk away when all options have been used thoroughly. Not used and it just didn't work, but used. Because I'm not, I feel like I've given up. And I'm not the type of person that gives up. I'm going to find a solution. One way or another, I'm going to find it. And if I don't find it today, I will find it tomorrow. So that's all I'm going to do.
So yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when I was thinking about it, I think that the conclusion that I came to was it's easier to know when you're not at your best. It's easier to know when you're not putting your best effort in. And I think when you use that as kind of a yardstick, then you're able to take it, to a place where you're putting your best out, because automatically when you're not putting your 100% effort in. When you're at 80 or at 60 or what have you. So once you identify that and then identify where it comes from, make steps to change it, I think then you're putting out your best effort. To piggyback off of what Stevie said, to not know, that's not a bad thing. I mean, at least you're aware of that, the fact that you don't know. I think that, most people move in obliviousness when it comes to these sorts of things, and it's a good thing to be aware. So maybe it's not possible to achieve perfection, but I think that, as long as you're putting in at least a good 96%, I think that you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And, putting your best out, I think that is your best, as long as you know and you're aware of, how much effort you're putting out in the first place.
Taking that advice and running with it.
I think it's also important to note, like, being prepared helps you do your best. And preparedness just also, for me, I know it, like, really puts my mind at ease. And the older that I get, the more I realize how much preparedness is vital just to your existence and your survival in this world, I've just been so many places where let's just say, like, I've had things printed out and just so organized that it, like, really shocks people sometimes, because it's just like the regular or average person is not as prepared as me, and that actually sets you apart from the rest of your peers or the rest of your colleagues or whatever setting you're in, but definitely in my times that I do realize, like, how I've received growth or how I've grown as a person is through, like, going above and beyond my threshold and like really, really challenging myself to know that you're better, you can do more, you can learn more, and you can achieve more, So that's pretty much like the way I think in New York. I think obviously my mindset is a lot different being in New York as opposed to, like, living in Virginia or any other place on this planet,
Much comfort.
Right. And my whole 2 years here, 2.5, is just a big blob of uncomfortableness. But it has forced me to, like, really, really, like, live outside and, like, be here fighting for my dreams and really working toward what I want in life, I just really think of all the times that I doubted myself for moving here, but now I'm, like, so happy with my decision that, bitch, I ain't moving, I ain't going back. So yeah, that's, like, what I'll say on that.
But I mean, I feel like doing your best is making yourself uncomfortable in the best ways possible. I think that you can't be comfortable in any situation. You can't be comfortable in any facet of life. You have to be uncomfortable. You have to do your best is to push yourself to where you're questioning whether what you're doing is correct. And not to question, like, oh, is this the right answer? But, like, questioning, like, is this going to change me for the better or for the worst? And if it's changing you for the better, continue to push. If it's changing you for the worst, I mean, reevaluate. Yeah, get it together, pull it back, have a focus group, do something.
A focus group.
Just get yourself together, because I think people are known to just stay complacent and to have these dreams and to want to do your best in certain facets, and you're scared to change, or you're scared to be uncomfortable. And being uncomfortable, like, look, I live in New York. I'm used to somewhat having my own space, being in my own room, things like that nature. And coming here, I'm sharing a room with a 19-year-old white boy from Iowa.
Shouts out to you.
Shout out to you.
Yes, because I love him. He's literally the best roommate I could ask for.
Such a sweetheart.
Okay.
But to just know that you don't expect these things. I'm not uncomfortable, right, but I'm learning to grow and to push myself, and that is what it's all about. If I've never had this experience, I don't think I'd be able to push myself in a workspace working with someone that is from Wisconsin or from anywhere that's not part of the the northeast of the U.S. I'm not used to it, and I think me traveling has also helped do that.
Yeah.
It pushed my boundaries on different cultures and understanding that while we're not all the same, we all have basic principles that we all want to live by, and we push ourselves in different ways.
I just want to get off a topic right quick because something is on my heart. But I have a friend that it's a female friend, and it's someone that has like I've grown really, really close to since I've lived here. And she has just been going through a lot, and it has been so like disturbing almost to just sit there and go through things with her. And especially when like I've struggled and, you know, I fought for the little bit of clarity and peace I have, that like I really want to distance myself from her because she like literally has too much going on. Like, and it's really affecting me in a not great way, like in a not so good way, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's just like, girl, when is you gonna get somewhere and sit down?
Bring yourself around.
Like, yeah. I love her that much, but it's just like, bitch, you got too much going on.
You sometimes have too much on your own plate.
Yeah, and like, I saw her the other day and I really had to like give her the like, you know how you see the girls out and it's very much a, like, you know, moi, girl, it was cute seeing you, but I gotta leave, I gotta pump.
I
like,
gotta make moves, yeah.
That's what it was given for me. But I don't want to be like a crut friend, but at the same time, like I have to sustain and maintain my mental state, you know, at all costs. So I'm not willing to like sit up here and like really, really help someone if they're not helping themselves, you know?
So much you can do sometimes.
I mean, let's speak. I don't want to say I feel like I'm a great friend. I feel like I'm honest. I feel like I'm going to tell you when you're wrong. I may shade you every once in a while. But I feel like if you can't push your friend to them making the right decision, then I think that friendship is over. Because they have to be, for me, I feel like my friend needs to be able to accept that I'm pushing them not just for me wanting to have a friend that does this or does that, but for their well-being. Like, I don't want you in any way, shape, or form to be hindered or to be left behind, because I'm going to evolve regardless. And I'm going to keep you in my life, but let me tell you, you can be left.
You can be left. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I think that like that's where I am with her. And I mean, unfortunately, like I said, I love her down, but it just comes to a thing that, boo, I can't really do anything for you, you know, but like pray for you from a distance and like be like, boo, I hope for the best, you know? Because like I said, I have my own things going on. I have school, I have work, and I have things to sustain. And another issue that I have with her, like she only like wants to hang out and kiki when she's up. But she like, when she's down, it's like I don't hear from her for like 2 or 3 weeks. And it's just like, well, bitch, what was you at? I was struggling too, you know?
Yeah.
So that's like the only thing like I want to say on that. But it just gets to a point where I really have had to like clean up around the people that are around me, you know?
Your friends, people don't always think about how much of an influence your friends can have on you, on your mental state. And not just that, but your goals and the things you do every day and your job. Your friends really, the people that you surround yourself with, not just, I mean, family, of course, as well, but definitely friends too. They can shape, how you look at the world and how you do things. And you got to keep people around you that are doing the same thing as you, not necessarily when it comes to like industry or a job, but like people who have the same mindset. Because if you have a person that is actively, kind of dragging you down, not even necessarily on purpose, but just in general, you kind of have to, maybe take a step back or two, because that relates back to self-care. You have to take care of yourself. Right. And if you don't have a person that is like sharing the same mindset or viewpoint as you when it comes to the world, then, you might find yourself in that same like mire with them. And not to say you should abandon them, because that's not a thing, but you should take steps to either try to lift them up. And if that's not working, then it might be time for you to kind of, give them like a little space, because it's important for you to stay up as well. You can't fall down there with him and then y'all both just down there.
But it's okay to let a girl go every now and then too.
No shade.
Let a girl go. There's nothing wrong with that. You gotta cut them loose sometimes.
Because friends can shape you and they can really change who you are. I mean, I have a handful of people that I've become friends with over the years that have completely changed me and changed how I view the world and how I view, especially my own community. You know, when I was younger, I say around 21.
Don't shade us 21-year-olds.
Hey, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, maybe you might be a little farther than I was mental health wise, but I was a homophobic little shit in back in 2011. And don't guess my age. Jesus Christ.
Give yourself away, why don't you?
Wow. Bam. Anyway, yeah, no, so I used to be really, really terrible. Just like, you know, mental, like in my viewpoint towards, you know, my community and the world. And it took somebody becoming friends with me. It was really kind of involuntary. It was like, we're going to be friends. Like, he just chose to be friends with me. And it was him that taught me to view, you know, things differently and my community differently. His name is Demi. Shouts out to Demi. If you're listening, babe, I love you. Aww. And the thing he taught me to look at the most differently was how I looked at femmes. And I think back then I was one of those guys that was like, oh, I can't, you know, if I want to date a girl, then I would just date a girl. Like, why would anyone date like a girly guy? Like, I was literally one of those people. Like, please travel back in time and kick me in the balls. And it was becoming friends with Demi, who was just so like unapologetically like femme and in your face, but so strong and so giving and kind and amazing. And it took being friends with him and being able to look beyond what's just on somebody's surface and knowing that it was just him. He wasn't putting on a persona. He wasn't trying to be something that he wasn't. He was just being him. And so that, you know, that opened the door to me looking at things differently. So now I've gained so many good friends. I've been in a few relationships and had some good sex. Let me not diminish it, but you know, I think that looking back, you know, I'm really glad that I was able to become friends with him. And it makes me want to talk about femme identity for a second, because that's really huge, especially in today's society. I think that femmes do not get the credit that they deserve. And this is coming from a masculine guy. You know, they don't get the credit they deserve. They still get treated so awful. And I think that's awful, you know, especially like now, you know, we're making steps and we're making strides, but we don't want to leave femmes behind because they were the ones who started all this. And I don't know, I mean, I'm not a femme myself, so I mean, I want to let the femmes speak on it just for a second.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hi. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on femme identity and what does it mean to you?
It honestly means being who you are. I think I'm as femme as it can be or can get sometimes, and I just feel like with me being femme, I just find myself being just me. Like, I can't cover it up, I can't change it in any way. It just comes out, and it's sometimes you find yourself hiding it. Sometimes in different situations, different places that you go, you're gonna find yourself hiding it. But I found out that I can't hide it at all, as much as I sometimes need to, because of what goes on in the world and what happens to people who are femme and who are dealing with finding themselves. It's just like a lot. But I find out that I can't do anything but be femme. You know, like,
Be yourself.
yeah, just myself as a whole. It just doesn't change at all.
Yeah, I like really want to say, first of all, shout out to all my sisters.
Sister.
And I also want to like say thank you to Demi as well as like Stacy, because these are like two girls that I like came up with, and they have not only been femme with me, but they've helped me like be comfortable in my sexuality as a gay man, but also as a femme gay man. Especially Stacy. Like, I remember Stacy, and we didn't go to the same high school, but we lived in the same city when we went to high school together. And I just remember Stacy just being like, cunt boobs. And she's always been very unapologetic about her femininity. And it's just been someone that I've been able to like learn from and to also like admire and to appreciate. And actually, it was also a blessing to see Demi and his journey as a femme girl, because I was already on the scene before he came on the scene, and I saw him like change, but just to see him be more and more comfortable with himself as I gained that same comfortableness as well was a blessing. And I always, anytime that like I speak about femme identity and just femme in its entirety. Like I always go on record by saying my name is Malik and I am a femme. I wear it with the badge of honor because it's something that like I've had to fight for mentally and physically, bitch. Like no shade. Like my journey, I remember in high school that I've always been feminine by mannerism. May not have always dressed feminine just because like when I was in high school, the girls was still wearing like Sean John, Rockaware and stuff. So like the whole like the aesthetic wasn't quite in then, but the girls was still using like the language and we was, still like feminine. Then I went to Morehouse for 2 years and then that's when I got the aesthetic and the culture and I would start like clubbing. I started wearing makeup. I started wearing like, women's clothes and it was a journey. So like each step I've always had like this evolution and now being 28 and yes, being 28.
Look, I just had a moment. I forgot how old everybody was. I'm still thinking that everybody is like 22, 23, 24.
Right. I'm 22.
And
I just turned 21 for the sixth time.
We're the same age.
okay. But I was like 28 and then I was like, ooh, I had a moment. Like it was That's So Raven. So sorry for the little pause right there.
No, this is experienced pussy. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is grown woman pussy.
Okay.
So yeah, like it was a journey and like now I'm so much more comfortable in my femininity and I no longer like I remember back in the day the girls, when you would like meet up with a boy, it would just be like, are you femme? Are you, are you mask? And I'm so happy that I don't have to go through that because bitch, what kind of life is that? Like it's just too much. It's very taxing. It's a very tedious life to kind of like always have these standards. And I feel like as femme men, we've always had so many standards to live up against on top of like just being gay men and being Black in general. But at the same time, I also like want to like, I'm all over the place, but just the duality of the gay man to be like masculine and feminine all at the same time is a beautiful thing, because on one end, I'm like cunt and I'm feminine, but at sometimes when I switch up, bitch, like the boys really be gagging. So like just to, that subtle nuance of just, well, he's a guy, but he has like feminine mannerisms, but he has on like tight jeans, but he's rocking Jordans.
But
and
he's
like
a man.
it's just so much. It's so many T's. So it's just happy. Like I'm happy to see that within myself. And when I see another feminine guy, it's just like, damn bitch, that look good as fuck. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. I just ongoing for me. It's all about respect. I love my femmes and I respect them so much because they live in a world that sometimes despises them, and the strength that they show every day is fantastic. I mean, take it back to Stacey. Like Stacey's one of my closest friends. I love you, babe, so much. I can be myself around Stacey without having to put on or be anything that I'm not. I can relax completely and just be and know that no matter who I am, he's gonna love me. And shouts out to Miles as well. Miles is one of my closest friends and also a femme. I call him Writer God. And just being around these people, they've influenced me and they've made me into who I am today, and I love them for that. And I think that there are levels to this privilege shit. And being masculine, I think that I'm a little higher up on the privilege ladder than your average femme. And I think that we all have a responsibility to those who are lower on the privilege ladder than we are. And so I feel that as masculine gay men, whoever y'all are out there, it is your responsibility to take care of the femmes because we are a community. We are a family. And if by chance you out here with the mindset that femme men are too much or they're extra or what have you, one, check yourself. Two, become friends with one. You know what I'm saying? Befriend somebody. Open your mind a little bit because these people have something to teach you, not only about them but about yourself. And I think that's really, really, really super important. Trey, what you feel about femme identity?
Come on.
Let me tell you. Okay. For me, this is all a learning experience. I think that for me, I'm still young. I'm still kind of figuring everything out. Just like when Aaron said he was young and maybe a little ignorant and full of a lot of stuff.
Very.
But I just feel like I don't know where I fit. And I'm still trying to find myself. And so like I always, when Malik was just talking about the having your masculine but yet you're feminine at the same time, I always think of I was told this in high school that the Native Americans thought that people who were homosexual or believed that we had two spirits. And I've always lived with, and I always thought that I have my mama in me and she comes out very often. But let me tell you, my father is also inside, deep down, and when it shows, it shows. So those two spirits, I feel like always pull. And it's really hard, I feel like, in society and life right now at this time to make sure that you are being authentic to yourself, but also keeping yourself safe. And I think that is something that no matter what you identify as, you have to protect each other. I think that is what is truly important. And let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's your boy Stevie, and thank you for listening to him. Head over to our SoundCloud and iTunes page and rate, comment, and share with a friend. We love you.
And I think that's ridiculously important. Finding yourself is difficult. It can take a long time, and it's an ongoing process. But as long as you are attempting to stay true to who you are and not what anyone else might think you should be or what have you, I think that you're on the right track and you're on the track to success. You know what I'm saying? On the train track, on the Long Island Railroad. Let me stop. Anyway, no, guys, I actually have some questions for y'all. You know, I think I wanna pose a few questions.
Lord, I'm scared about these questions.
I'm pretty nasty. Let me stop. Anyway, no.
It's a job interview. Okay.
What makes you want to work for this company? No.
I'll let you know.
So I'm not sure if y'all know how I feel about music. I'm constantly tweeting some song in all caps, usually spelled incorrectly because I'm wailing it out, and my songs change from day to day. But keeping in tune with authenticity and staying true to yourself, because I think that brings a sort of power to you and how you feel every day. I want to ask what song, and I want to say song. Now I know it's difficult because there are a lot of songs out there.
One bitch.
One song. I want to know.
Two. How about that?
I want to know what song makes you feel the most powerful. And so I'm going to start with Stevie because, Stevie loves his music. So I want to start with Stevie. Stevie knows what his song is.
Oh, okay, so my songs, I'm saying songs. No, I'm just,
Yeah.
It's only one song. It's by an artist. Her name is Kina. The name of the song is Me. I got introduced to the song maybe I want to say like 9 years ago when like MySpace was like a big thing. Used to put like a song, and I just like came across it like out of nowhere. It's basically a song about being yourself, being me. There's a few lyrics if you guys want to take a look and listen to it. There's a few lyrics that she says she's really trying to find her inner me and find herself trying to get back to me instead of just being off into everything else. The song really, really gets me going. Like, it's one of those songs that I can just go to and it just brings me back to the title of the song, Me. Yeah.
I love that. I'm actually going to look that up.
No, for real. No,
I'm trying
for
to
real.
identify
Okay.
with me. You know what I'm saying?
With me. Yeah.
Which me are you talking about, Aaron?
You got a couple me's.
Well, I'm not a Gemini. I only got one of me. You know what I'm saying? Virgo life.
Right.
No. Malik, what is your song?
So, I'm gonna give the Beyonce girls, a little bit of life, but
Yes.
The Queen.
shout out Trey. I just want to say that the song that like really, really like makes me feel it. It makes me like feel my beat. It makes me like, no, bitch, I am that bitch.
Come on.
It's Deja Vu by Beyonce.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
bitch, it's no shade. I don't care where I am. I heard that dum 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 dum.
Yeah. Bass. Hi hat.
Baby, that beat drives my gay soul. It's no shade, bitch. Like, oh my God. I like literally come alive. It's like, it's no shade. I'm gonna be pumping when when I'm 70, when I'm 80, when I'm 90, you play Deja Vu, bitch. I'm gonna turn up. Like, no shade.
I'm in a music video. Yeah.
Let me just say, now that it's my turn, I don't follow rules very well.
Come on.
So, as he said one, I do have two, and I'm not changing it.
Do your thing.
So, my song, I'm a huge female rap fan. And both of mine are by two female rap greats. I got my girl Foxy.
Legend.
Oh Yeah by Foxy.
Legend.
It's a good little reggae little hit.
Uh-huh.
That just makes me feel like I'm a boss.
That bitch.
Like, ooh, it's just as good to me. But then you also gotta put the Diamond Princess
Legend.
in the mix. You know, the baddest, Miss Trina and Trick Daddy 305. You know, Nan Nigga.
Shout out to Miami.
Okay.
Let me tell you, them two songs will put you in a good mood and make you maybe curse somebody out, but also do a little pop and a little whine. So
Wine.
that is what I do to feel powerful. I feel like to feel powerful, you gotta be happy. You gotta be joyful. You gotta be wanting to move your body, to shake, to do something, just to feel like you're in control. So, Aaron, what is your song?
So my song changes.
Every day.
It tends to change depending on what particular slice of power I'm looking for. But right now at this point in my life, my song is "Humble" by Kendrick Lamar. So when I listen to that, so first of all, when I hear that first when I say my entire life just gets turned on, like the light, it's like I'm putting on the brights on the car. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm letting everybody know what's up. And I start dancing around, like waiting for the beat to drop so I can let them know what's up. And I think for me, Humble's it's like a reminder, you know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all might have forgot who is running it out here, who is the best at this, who is really doing it, you know what I'm saying? Who is letting y'all know. But let me step in real quick and remind y'all so that y'all don't forget. And I think that is fantastic because sometimes we forget. We forget our worth and we forget what we can offer. And I think that it's good to have a little swagger sometimes. It's good to remind yourself and others, you know what I'm saying, to, sit down because I'm on top of this. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really, really good. And also, it gets me live and I'll be in it. Like I know every word and I'm rapping it like I'm Kendrick himself. So that's my song.
And let me tell y'all, for all y'all that loves Aaron, because we love him too so much. But I haven't gotten a chance to see him dance. And it is probably the most joyful bounce
Come on, bounce.
you can ever find.
Okay.
He's tall. If you haven't met him, he's tall. He's tall. The legs is long.
Yeah.
But he sits here and bounces like, what it reminds me of? No shade at all. I think of Bug's Life and just a day long they just bouncing.
Shade taken. That is shade, and I
bouncing.
refuse to receive it as anything but.
And it is probably oh my God, it is the funniest thing on the planet. And I can just envision him on Humble as soon as that beat drops. Him and his right leg and left leg going bouncing.
Nobody just pray for me. It been all day for me, dog. If I hear those words, you about to see a whole different person. I'm about to shed my skin. It's about to be real, real awful in there. Oh my goodness.
But I mean, I think that this kind of goes into also the songs that you listen to goes into the things you watch, the things that you experience, the things that influenced you. Like my dad loved Foxy. He loved, I don't know if it was the sex appeal, but he loves Foxy. And we fight all the time about Nicki and female rappers and things like that. And I think that those people, the influences in your life, early childhood, even now, influence the person you are. So for me, like, I know TV shows truly influenced me. I think that watching Will and Grace, I want to shout out to Will and Grace because they came back on Wednesday night. But Will and Grace truly influenced me. But that was just being gay in general. I think that was just a show that was like, oh, you see two different gay men. One buttoned up, still trying to find himself, trying to, if you haven't seen it, Will, the lawyer, is literally trying to find himself. And earlier in the seasons, trying to find himself, but trying to balance how to be himself and his authentic self and be gay, but also be the lawyer and the button up that everyone wants to see. And then my other one, let me tell y'all, I was a kid sneaking to watch Noah's Ark.
Yes, Noah's Ark.
Noah and Wade, honey, let me tell you.
Taught you some things, didn't
They taught me some things. And Lord, Wade, let me tell you, I had a little crush, little braids. Braid your hair. I was playing that back in the day. Mario. Just imagining, that was a little in me. That was the little Trey, the little baby. And then, I also love all the quintessentials, girlfriends.
Hey.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I am a mixture of your girl Joan and Tony. No shade. I love Tony. But she a little bougetto sometimes. But I'm a mixture of those, and I feel like those things really helped me secure who I was. And I didn't want to emulate, but I think I also wanted to use those characteristics and those traits that they had that were of quality and amplify them within myself. I feel like, what did y'all think of shows or characters or people that influenced you as a kid?
I would say that really, obviously, I think Noah's Ark had an influence, or anybody who saw Noah's Ark that is Black and that is gay. I'm sure that had an influence on your life. Just to see like Noah. Well, first of all, like that was for me. That was the first time a masked femme relationship was like highlighted. Mm-hmm. For me, I will say, and it was like really, really beautiful to see the character Noah like in his like feminine ways, and to recognize that, oh wow, there is someone out there like me, Mm-hmm. I would also say that Queer as Folk is also one of my biggest influences. Even though it was white, it was still mm-hmm. like, no shade, bitch. It was a lot going on with Queer as Folk. Like, no shade. So that was also a really, really like big show that I always watched. And another show was like Degrassi. Like, no shade. That really, really, again, even though it wasn't any Black gay characters up there, there were like young men up there identifying as gay, and it was like nice to see and to connect, because sometimes when we can't be powerful, we can be powerful through the extension of like a character or a friend or a family member, so to see that displayed back then is amazing. And I'm really happy that we're starting to have like a lot of representation on TV, because it's so important for younger gays to see that there's a life, and you can live a happy life as you are. Mm-hmm. You don't have to change. And I think that's one thing that's different, that when we were younger, it was just like gay is wrong, and that's the reason why we battle with a lot of things that we battle with now, because we are undoing what we've been taught and what has been like ingrained into our minds. So yeah.
I mean, Stevie, what is your take?
Well, I'm a little upset with all of y'all bitches because y'all done stole all the shows that I wanted to use. I'm just gonna say, y'all stole Noah's Ark. I love Noah's Ark. Queer as Folk, I really didn't watch as much. Noah's Ark was like really my lane and my thing. But again, sorry. I love to, watch Noah's Ark more than Queer as Folk. But with the shows, I didn't really have any shows that really touched me except for Noah's Ark. Queer as Folk, I didn't watch at all. I didn't watch it as much as Malik seems to have watched it. I have not watched it like that. So I gathered all my notes from Noah's Ark. And again, you girls stole my show, so I really ain't got that much on the show.
But who did you connect with? Like
Noah. And a little bit of Alex. None of the other girls on the show. No, the girls, you know. Alex is very out there. I'm a little out there, you know, sometimes. So I really connected with him. Like, hey, girl, you know, stuff like that he used to say on the show. But yeah, Noah's Ark was pretty much it for me. There wasn't really that many shows out there.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Will and Grace. I'm sorry, I wasn't a Will and Grace head. But Noah's Ark is definitely something I connected to.
How about you, Aaron? Did you connect with any shows? I know you're a cartoon, anime, fantasy man. Love a good role play.
I am very much a cartoons and anime fantasy kid. When I was a kid, you know, like Malik said, the whole gay is wrong thing, it kind of shaped me, you know, and I think that as an adult, I've, you know, moved beyond that. But when I was a kid, it was like I ran away to a fantasy world where being who I was cool. And what I identified the most with was that 90s X-Men cartoon, because it was crazy because, you know, the premise of the show is that these are, you know, special people who defend a world that hates and fears them. And I loved that because, one, they were heroes, which was awesome. People loved them and wanted to be around them, but then there were other people who didn't love them. And, you know, I love the idea of becoming someone that was completely okay with who they were, you know, with, you know, the fact that they were different from quote unquote normal humans. You know, they were mutants and they loved themselves and who they were. And you had people that struggled with their identity. So for me, you know, even as a kid, I identified with that because I sometimes, you know, I didn't understand, you know, what was happening within me, and I knew that I was different, and I wanted to be okay with being different. I wanted people to love me for being different, and so that's why I just gravitated to X-Men. I mean, like, that's to this day my absolute favorite comic book. You know, Marvel, DC, everything. Like, it's X-Men rules because, you know, I love the idea of loving you despite the fact that people don't love you, you know, on the outside, and, you know, some's different inside you, but that doesn't matter. I loved that. So that was what, you know, that shaped me when I was a kid, just the fantasy world.
Now, I know that hopefully we've all seen X-Men. I need everybody to give me a character that they surely identified, was influenced by. Just give me a character, because I know you've seen it. You know of maybe one character. Shit, you can just say Wolverine and say he was maybe fine. I don't even care. I just know that I want one person, everybody to give me one person. I'll start so I could take one from everybody.
Okay.
I love me some Storm.
Why you take my girl?
And I knew Stevie was going to be mad. But, you know, I love Storm. And not that she was, like, the most powerful and, like, the baddest. But I just love seeing that black woman there. You know, tearing it up. Giving you the mistress of the elements. You know, and her backstory was what always got me.
Okay.
But yes, I was a Storm head. Aaron, it's your turn.
Well, you know, I know the different layers of X-Men, so I'm gonna take it from the very top. I'm gonna keep it nice and surface with y'all. From the main X-Men, I think the person that I loved the most was Rogue. I loved Rogue because she's had such a long journey to acceptance with her powers, which for me was a long journey to my acceptance with, you know, my queer identity, and how her powers were related to touch and intimacy and not being able to get close to the people that she loved because of that block that she had. And I think that mirrors me also. You know, I have had such a long time being emotionally stunted when it comes to relationships, and learning to relate to people and not wanting to touch them because being afraid that I would hurt them, being afraid that I was too cold or too distant. And, you know, Rogue had those same kind of feelings. And so I identified so strongly with her, and I love her journey, both in the comics and in the show. And so I love her the most out of all of them, you know, of the main X-Men, because y'all know some joints that I could go a little deeper, but y'all wouldn't know what I was talking about. So, so what about you, Stevie?
You stole my girl, Trey. But I'm still gonna say Storm because she was the baddest. And in some of these movies, they've made her look very weak. But my girl is always shining, and she is that bitch that everyone should fall in love with. But I would say Storm just because, again, she, like Trey said, she is that black face. There wasn't too many black people in the X-Men, so Storm, I felt like, really stood out for the African American, her being from Africa, her being just the queen of, you know, her tribe, whatever she had in Africa, and just, again, being that bitch. So I'm still gonna say Storm. I'm sorry, me and Trey are saying the same person, but Storm is my bitch. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I would have to say Jean Grey, just because, like, bitch, no shade, like, she cuts a fucking fool, like, bitch, no shade, like, you know, a lot of the girls, like, really sleep on Jean, you know what I'm saying?
Let me just tell you, I'm gonna tell you, once this hits Twitter, they gonna come for you. Because I've seen several people recently say Jean needs to be thrown and left for dead. So they gonna come for you. I'm just you're resilient. You can be fine, but I'm just gonna let you know.
Yeah, I have on my big girl panties, and it's very much I'm paying the girls for my sister Jean, and you know, also, you know, she has that other complex Phoenix, you know, so it's just like when she turns into Phoenix, bitch, she can literally destroy the fucking world, and I fucking love that, you know? So, yeah, I connect most with Jean.
Those are some really good choices. We'll be right back.
This is Malik, and you're listening to Him. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at Him Podcast, and make sure you visit our website at himpodcast.com.
All right. So the last thing that I want to talk about today is goals. I think that it's very important to set goals in general with your life. And I wanted to ask, you know, just what, you know, the goals are with my fellow people in here, you know, just to get an idea of what we're striving for here, you know, living in New York City. So let's start with Trey. Trey, what goals do you have in mind? Do you have a goal in mind? Do you have a few? What's going on with you?
Lord, goals. I feel like people always ask what type of goals you have, but like my dreams and aspirations in life is not to be happy, is to have money and happiness associated with it, and also maybe a man. Depends on how y'all men act, because I do not need one. I just like to have one by my side. But no, seriously, my goals short term, I've been thinking, I want to put myself in a position in the next few months where I can be receiving internships that will drastically alter what I do. I have an internship now, which I love. My boss for my internship is amazing, so understanding, is very supportive, and I don't want to leave, but I also want to expand. I have dreams of working, doing PR, social media, directing, visually directing, curating, for the entertainment industry. I mean, I want to be doing the music. I want to be doing everything. You may catch me working at Tidal, to me working at fucking Columbia Records. Like anywhere, you can catch me anywhere. And I just want to kind of not leave my internship, but find another internship that advances me into a place where I'm able to receive those offers or receive those other blessings. So let me go to Stevie. Yes, you, Stevie.
Oh, hey. Hello.
Yeah. What are your goals, baby?
I honestly want a new job as a whole. But my thing is, I really don't know what direction I want to go in as far as the job. There's my job now. I've been there for 7 years. And I need to find a new avenue. But I think my goal is finding the avenue that I want to go down. Because right now I'm at like a standstill. and life is not, I'm not getting any younger. Excuse me, I'm not getting any younger. So it's time for me to get my shit together, and find a new avenue for me to go down. I don't know where I'm gonna start or how I'm gonna do it, but I want to have set a deadline for myself, probably by the end of the year, to have something set in stone or ready for me just to make a new move, because I've been at a place for so long. That's pretty much it for me. I just need to find where I want to go next.
Yeah, and I think that how are you going to go about finding what avenue? Are you going to try some new things?
I definitely try some new things. Something that I'm not comfortable with. Again, coming out of your comfort zone. I just don't know which way to go yet. That's just my biggest thing. But eventually, by the end of the year, I think I should be out of it. Getting myself there.
I mean, that's something that I think we all not struggle with, but all want to do, is to find a footing where you're not feeling complacent and just not feeling in a standstill, but still growing and still loving what you're doing. And I know going to school is draining, my life source, but it gives me a place to look at my options and make sure that I'm 100% sure that I'm not at a standstill 5 to 10 years from now, because then I'm just going to be okay, what's my next? Even though I'm already always thinking of the next move, I don't want to continuously feel like I'm missing out on something when I'm really not. So what about you, Aaron? Because you seem...
Well, so I haven't been very vocal about it, but I applied to Fordham University, the Lincoln Center campus, and I will be finding out within the next week or so if I gained entry to the university. So,
and we know he did already, so they might as well hurry up and send that acceptance.
Here's hoping.
We speaking it into existence.
All right, let our girl in real quick.
So for me, my goal is not only to gain entry to Fordham, but to gain entry to the theater program. I'm an aspiring actor, something else I haven't really been very vocal about, which is strange, but here I am saying it. And there's an audition, for the performance program that I want to be a part of. And so for me, my goal is to gain entry to that program. So I am working on different monologues and trying to see which ones fit me the best and which ones are really going to showcase my talent. So send up a little juju for me, a little good juju up in the air. But that's my goal for the next 6 months, is to get into the program and start school. So, that's what's going on for me. I mean, that's pretty much it for me. That is my life right now.
That girl's got goals.
Now, Aaron, what type of films are you aspiring to be placed in?
A little porn. No,
Now listen.
No. I actually have a really, really big love for stage theater. I always have. I love how immediate stage theater is. Film and TV, not to diminish it, but you kind of have time to kind of figure it out. You can cut and do it again, and really capture the emotion the way that it needs to be captured. When you're on stage, it's right there. You have to make them hate you. You have to make them feel sorry for you. You have to make them laugh with you, and it has to happen right then. And there's a rush that you get when you achieve that, when you're able to make them laugh, when you're able to, make them not like you or boo you. And when they stop thinking of you as you and start thinking of you as the character, it's like you realize that because you feed off the audience's energy, and it's so beautiful in that moment, and you feel it, and it's incredible. And so something that I'm, honestly become addicted to. So that's what I want to do. I want to be on stage. So that's my goal.
Now, I really want to just say that, are you down for nudity? Because I kind of want to know if we could ask Issa from Insecure, because I need you on that show.
Okay.
I need a gay character in general on Insecure, but I feel like Aaron would be perfect. But she likes to make the men nude. So you able to do that?
Yeah, I might have to do a few sit-ups first, but I could give him a little full frontal. You know what I'm saying? Maybe once. Maybe twice, depending on my mood. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to sacrifice for my art. You know what I'm saying? Let them know what's going on so that people might be interested in my next project. So I'm here for it.
Okay, so let me stop because I'm really probably have all these little Aaron stands out here, hot and bothered.
Sweaty.
So Malik, let me move to Malik because we know he got a few stands himself.
No. Oh,
Yeah, they looking for you.
be that as it may, I am really looking forward to like change internships. I think that one thing that you have to be smart about when making moves is just like, first of all, recognizing what you currently have, but also recognizing what you could have, so to speak. So right now, like I'm already at a paid internship, but I'm not really learning anything and I'm just like working. And I really want a new internship in publishing. I already have like a job waiting for me upon graduation. So like at this point, I'm really not like concerned about making money, but more so like really following my heart and doing what I love and what I want to do, you know? A big reason for me moving to New York City was because I wanted to change, and I really, really wanted to come here for a better opportunity and to really provide myself with a better life. And that's what I've been doing thus far. So I'm going to continue to do that. And with that being said, I've just honestly been applying to internships at major publishing companies here and major publishing houses. So I look forward to that happening. And I also want to continue like writing more. Something that I don't speak about is that I'm a writer. Some of my work is on our
Website. Come on, get it together. Promote.
Yeah, you can definitely check out a few of my pieces under the Malik tab. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want to do, and to continue to produce this podcast. And that's really all I have in store, you know?
And let me say that we're going to get Aaron and Stevie up with their own personal stuff showing up on this website, this good old him, podcast.com. And you never know what type of scenes Aaron may put up there. Hopefully they're not nude scenes.
You asked him to be nude, though.
Yeah, but that was just for the stands. That was not for my own personal enjoyment.
Just for checking.
Just for the okay.
But, I mean, let's be clear. Y'all talked a whole bunch about professional goals. What are some personal goals? I mean, so far, I think we're all single.
All of us, yeah.
All of us. Isn't that strange? All of us. Him is single. So, I mean, y'all got any personal goals y'all want to accomplish?
I would like to. I would honestly like to get back out there and like really date seriously. Just because like I haven't had enough yet, bitch. Like no shade. Like
still want to play.
I've dated some guys and they're, beautiful gowns, cute gowns. But I really moved to New York to be served, bitch. Like no shade, and nobody has served me yet. Like when I meet people, they're handsome and they're fun, but I haven't met anybody that's doper than me yet. And like, I'm really ready to like feel it, like make me feel it.
That was real shady.
That was, but I was just agreeing with you. I ain't taking you out.
Doper than me.
No shade. Like, I think when I'm approaching the idea of actually dating someone long term, they need to be as interesting as me, or I'm like gonna lose.
No, I agree.
Focus.
No equal.
No, I agree. I agree.
Equal?
I definitely
This can't be
do.
equal. This can't be 50-50.
Well, I mean, like as dope as me, you know what I'm
we can
saying?
be on the same level.
Or dope her,
I don't want
but
nobody. No,
I
don't
mean,
want nobody doper than me.
you gotta be upgrade. You gotta upgrade you.
Upgrade me. Okay.
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 I just want the girls to come to the table, with something. You know what I'm saying? And not I'm not throwing any shade, but
That
again,
was shade.
like,
You gotta stop saying that you ain't throwing shade, baby, when you throwing it. She's
I
throwing
am
shade.
not
y'all.
throwing shade,
Listen,
girls.
Girl, she throwing shade. It's cute for her though.
We in the library for a reason.
Okay.
Right.
Well, and I got my glasses on. Okay. Yeah.
My goal is I just want my hair to get longer.
That's a personal goal.
I
Go
just,
ahead with yourself.
I spent 4 years in the military, and they have a really, really huge hair restrictions. You can only be so long, and since I got out, I've been growing it, and it's just not going fast enough for me. I mean, I've been doing the vitamins. I've been
Your oils?
I've been
Okay,
doing my oils.
I
You know what I'm
love
saying?
oils.
I've been doing everything I need to do, and just I think because I'm looking at it every day. But I really want it to be long. I'm trying to be Gerald from Hey Arnold out here. And so that's my personal goal. I want my hair to get longer. I mean, it'd be nice to have a boyfriend, but my hair is more important. So.
I know that's right.
Lord, he probably wants somebody to braid his hair as well.
Okay.
Oh yeah, hey yo, if you braid hair and you live in New York City, what's up?
Oh, it's a lot of the girls that braid hair too. You they braid something else.
Braiding a lot of things over there in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you in Brooklyn. Jeez.
Look at him.
But
I wish
no.
y'all can see
But
his
no.
face. Oh my god! Like,
He's
oh my
so
god,
excited.
The Brooklyn girls, he's looking.
giving Brooklyn snack.
Okay. He's looking alcohol.
But no. Okay, Stevie, it is your turn. We came from you last.
Y'all always coming for my ass, and I'm
Yes.
sick of it.
What is your personal goal? Come on, get it together.
I want a man. I
Oh,
just want a
Jesus.
man. Yeah, I want a man. I've had relationships that have not worked out the best. Every relationship is a learning experience. I don't knock none of my exes. I know some people who knock their exes down.
I knock them.
I don't knock my, at least not my last one. Oh. I don't knock him. We did not have the best thing going because the reason that, we broke up, but I don't knock him. And we are still cordial. We speak very frequent, but nevertheless, I am looking for a man. I want a solid relationship. And I say to myself sometimes, I am a lot to handle, but I really want a man. And a new job. That's still personal to me. I need a new job. I need some more coins flowing through. A little coin for me and a little coin for nobody else. That's me. But those are two personal things. A man and a job. And getting myself together.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. So
You didn't make it sound like it was hilarious.
no, it's not hilarious. No, but I'm just saying, like,
Shady
we all
Shady. But she was talking about Malik, but she's shady too.
Let me tell you, they think I'm shady, but I'm not. I'm just speaking.
You're a classy shade.
Yes, I throw the good class over there.
with the glass.
But
The wine.
no, it was a great show. I mean, we had so much fun. Like, I learned so much about y'all every single time we record. It is literally hilarious. I mean, Gerald over here, aka Daddy Longlegs,
Yeah, it's a block thing.
and Mr. Lord, you better upgrade. Maybe bring a seat to the table.
Doper than me.
You know,
Okay.
And coins over here. Coin,
I want
coin,
a
coin,
coin.
coin.
All the coins.
Lord.
And a man. Coins and
And me over here. I mean, I'm doing nothing wrong. So
Are you sure?
Miss
But-
saying that she wants a man, but she don't even step outside the house.
look, you need to find me. I don't be chasing after nobody. You gotta find me.
Hashtag jacked.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hashtag grinder.
I got several stories that reasons why I will not be on there.
We
But,
gotta talk about jacked in the future.
Yes, we will.
definitely.
We surely will. It'll be an in-depth discussion. If y'all see one of us, don't you click because you actually may be talked about. But
No, click on me.
No, don't click on him. You got
well,
enough fans. That's
click
it. Now you
click
gotta
on
keep
Daddy
up.
Longlegs.
Uh-huh.
And we will be right back.
Hey guys, we're back. Thank you for tuning in. It was another great episode. We're leaving now, so make sure you check out our Twitter and Instagram at Him Podcast. As well, you can go over to our website at himpodcast.com. Make sure to leave us a message, comments. Make sure you also check out our recent blog post and comment and rate on iTunes and SoundCloud.
I mean, we love to hear from everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. And we just like to interact with y'all. So look, don't be afraid to DM us questions. Not no pickup and shooting your shots.
Don't
this is not
send
what
me
we're
your
here
news,
for.
Bitch. I just want
That
to
just-
give me a question.
Yes,
girl.
just a question, you know. But just don't be afraid. We always want to hear from you. So don't be afraid. Rate like us. Do everything that you can. I mean, share with a friend as well. We're a community. Share.
And we love y'all. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in and visiting our website and taking a look at our Instagram and our Twitter. Love you so much. Hey babes, it's Aaron. You're listening to Him. You got questions, we got answers. Every Sunday, check us out on Twitter at Him Podcast, and we'll give you an answer to whatever question you got.